So, episode 20, how about it? This one is slightly above average. Andrew, Jordan, Brian, and myself lead off by giving the Bright Knight himself, Adam West, a proper send-off. We discuss our memories of him, share some funny things, and talk about what he meant to us. Next, we dive deep into the awesome Black Panther trailer. This teaser absolutely knocks it out of the park, and we can't gush about it any more highly, really. Really awesome stuff to come from that film. After that, we get into not our big thing, but almost just as much time devoted to it, Dark Universe's The Mummy. Brian and I saw it opening night, and we go through most of the film discussing our favorite parts, what they did really well, and what was just okay. Spoilers abound because we literally start at the end and work backward. Too much cool stuff. Fuck the negative reviews. And then, for our big thing, we finally discuss Wonder Woman and just how beautifully done this film was. We talk about the parts that made us all emotional, our favorite sequences, and our favorite portrayals throughout. This film really, really did a great job, and we are not shy about heaping praise on it. And as always, we wrap it up by asking the all-important question, who would win? And in this matchup, we pit Diana Prince of Themyscira versus Thor Odinson of Asgard. That's right, it's Wonder Woman versus Thor, and we came to a split decision. So buckle in, it's a long one, but we really delve deep into each topic for you guys. So put us in your ear holes.
Johnny.
Hi.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey!
How you guys doing? All right.
All right.
Ah.
All right.
Wow. Wow.
It's going to be one of those.
The energy here is something. Something else.
A doozy, if you will.
Oh, God.
I'm Robert.
I'm Brian.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Jordan.
Hey!
All right.
And we're in.
Welcome.
And we've got a couple bigger things to discuss.
Yeah, it's going to be a chock full episode.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite a doozy. We've got a bunch of doozies in this doozy, if you will.
A lot of shit's getting thrown into the sun in this episode.
It's not getting thrown; it's getting punched.
Excuse me.
We punch people into the sun, Andrew.
That's our tag. Can that be ours?
We punch
tagline.
people into
We
the
punch
sun.
people into the sun.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Duh.
Well, the first thing is kind of sad, so it's going to take the mood down a bit.
It's actually not kind of sad; it's just
It's
sad.
incredibly sad.
Well, I was trying to
Yeah.
soften the blow there.
Right.
But, I mean, sure, it's really sad.
Yeah.
Adam West has passed away at the age of 88
Adam Wee.
to a short battle with leukemia.
Yeah.
We lost
Yeah.
Batman.
The Batman.
Yeah.
We lost the Batman.
We also lost the Grey Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Grey Ghost and Mayor
and
West.
Mayor Adam West.
Yeah.
It's just,
It kind of just...
And also, evidently, just one of the coolest guys ever, because
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
evidently just a really cool guy in life, in real life.
Everyone has nothing but amazing things to say about him that's interacted with him. Like, a common theme is that he was just the nicest dude you could possibly want to meet.
And,
Right.
he loved meeting his fans.
Yeah.
And it transcended, like, the ages, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously, Batman 66 was in 1966, but there's
Whoa.
still
What? Sorry.
kids like today that discover that show somehow. I don't know if their parents show it to them, they find it online or whatever.
I think it's still on, like, probably Nick at Night or something. It's got to be on one of those.
Yeah, and
those channels.
and people are just. He's still like there were pictures of kids that are dressed as characters from that run, and he's always been really cool about all of that.
Right.
So it was really sad. I think it was Saturday. Saturday they passed.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
The news broke Saturday
Yeah,
morning.
It was Saturday. Yeah, I mean, it is sad whenever anyone passes, especially someone who's become a beloved icon. But I will say, 88 is a really good age to get to.
Yeah,
He lived a really full life.
Yeah.
definitely.
You know, if you can make it that long and reach the amount of people that he reached, that's you've done something.
That's a success.
Yeah.
That's a successful life.
Definitely. I never watched the show itself. I only ever knew of Adam West as Batman from the film.
Ah.
The Batman the movie from 1966 or 67.
Right.
And I mean, that had a huge impact on me because I always loved watching it. I even I believe it's still on Netflix now.
Yeah.
I'll throw it on when I need a good laugh at the Batman angle and trying to get rid of a bomb.
And the shark repellent.
The shark repellent bat spray.
I used to have a bunk bed with my younger brother. We used to share a room, and when I was maybe like 7, I hung upside down on my ladder, reaching down, just trying to repel some sharks and stuff. So that was always had an impact on me.
Yeah.
I watched the show as a kid when it was on. I think it was on Nickelodeon, but I never really got into it. Even as a kid, I kind of looked at it and I was kind of like, this is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And of course, around just a couple years later, like Burton and Keaton's Batman came out, and then I was just like, this is a Batman I can get behind and enjoy that. But I always appreciated the impact that Adam West's Batman and that series had on pop culture in general, not just elevating comic books into the zeitgeist, but his delving into it afterwards. Like, one of my favorite cameos in Simpsons was when he was Adam West at a car show in the Simpsons with Mr. Plow episode, and he does the Bat-Tusi, and
how come Batman doesn't dance anymore?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sure. West.
Yeah. Sad to see him go.
I think I shared it on Facebook, that one picture. I think Collector's Corner did, where it's the picture of the sky and all the clouds, and then it's him climbing up the side like it was.
Yeah, you both did.
That was.
I had to, once I saw that, I was like, that's beautiful.
But Andrew did share it first.
He did,
so
absolutely.
Good job.
So I win at the internet.
We'll have to share that to the pop culture page.
You got some gamer points there, Andrew. Great.
Achievement unlocked. Complete it.
What was the other thing I wanted to say about him? Oh, there was a quote from a story that I saw on Twitter that I thought was really funny. He and the actor that played the Riddler on the 66 show,
Frank Gorshin,
who has also passed away.
Yeah,
well,
rest in peace.
A lot of them have. Unfortunately,
they were invited to a Hollywood party back in their heyday, and they didn't really know what it was going to be about, but they decided to go together, and it turned out it was an orgy.
That's what I was going to make a joke.
Yeah,
God damn it!
Yeah, it turned out it was an actual
Jesus
orgy.
Christ!
And they walked in and they were like, they realized what was going on, so they both went into character. Adam West was reacting to the orgy as 60s Bruce Wayne, and Frank Gorshin was acting like the Riddler. And needless to say, they were kicked out of the orgy.
Good.
That's how you get
kicked out.
They were told to leave the premises.
If you're gonna get kicked out of an orgy, that's the way to do it.
It's like when your wife says you're going to help me plan, and you're like, "All right, so we're going to do a complete Star Wars thing." She's like, "You're not doing anything now."
Be like,
that's what you do.
Yeah, and then you sit back and you're like,
That was. I read that on Sunday morning. I thought that was really fucking funny. So I
wow,
wanted to make
that's
sure that I
fucking
shared that.
great.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh god, and Frank Gorshin's Riddler.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the
just
whole
hear
thing.
that laugh breaking out as people are starting to get balls deep into each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking great.
Yeah, God.
Balls start hitting chins, and then you hear that laugh, and you're like, well, you know what? I've lost my boner. I don't know.
All you just hear in the background from like another room is, "Riddle me this."
Riddle me this, Batman.
I was like, "Is that Frank Gorshin?"
Yeah. Oh,
But then also
orgy?
his Adam West's Bruce Wayne with like the measured, deductive thinking.
This is a pretty hot scene, old chum.
I don't know, Robin.
that is fucking great.
Yes.
He should blow his load on her titties.
This party doesn't seem to have enough condoms.
Hand me the bat condoms.
Robin, hand me the spermicidal lube spray.
Robin rappels down from the ceiling and hangs upside down.
We're not doing Adam service.
No. But it was it's.
Yeah, no, that is a great fucking story.
It's a funny story for a great man.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And Seth MacFarlane had shared a long post about him too, and so did Kevin Smith, and there were a couple other people that had worked with him. Well, I mean, obviously worked with him directly and knew him well and knew him from other stuff. And
Mark Hamill posted something.
Mark Hamill, yeah. So
I think it was nice to see him also able to return to that character for that animated film that they did last year.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I didn't see it because I had really no interest in seeing it, but maybe now I'll have to check it out.
I almost bought it on eBay for like $8, the Blu-ray, and I just didn't pull the trigger on it.
It's actually a really good deal.
Yeah, I wanted to get it. I for whatever reason I didn't.
And all the Batman 66 comics.
Yeah,
where they have Alex Ross. Ross, he did a lot of the covers. He was posted a bunch of stuff that was all Batman 66.
Yeah, because they did a crossover with Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And a bunch of other stuff. Yeah.
Also, his interpretation
Linda
of
Carter's Wonder Woman,
Two-Face, because it's like psychedelic.
It's 66 Two-Face was going to be a character they introduced on the show, but they never got to it. So and then they found the script for the episode that he was going to be in, and that's what the animated movie is based on.
Oh, cool. Well, I might have to see that now.
And then
I'm curious.
They got William Shatner to do Two-Face.
Is it still Burt Ward doing Robin?
Yeah. They got basically everybody that they could that was original.
Still alive, yeah.
But yeah, it was both of them that did that, and then William Shatner did Two-Face, and that's like a callback to like more '60s shit.
Right.
So like that was really cool to fold all of that in together.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to see that. I haven't, but we will probably check it out now.
Yeah.
Just to
memorialize him.
Him at least, yeah.
But
so Adam West.
Rest in peace, Adam West.
Yep.
And then from something sad to something really fucking awesome.
Mind-bogglingly awesome.
The Black Panther trailer.
Yes.
Ooh.
Dude.
It's
somebody just took
it's
fucking Razor Ramon just took a dive off of Rob's shelf.
He never takes dives. Anyway.
That was weird.
It's not hyperbole when I say that is a perfect fucking trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And it was quite possibly one of the most perfect trailers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just
the whole beginning with Andy Serkis, Claw, and Martin Freeman's character was, I can never remember his name. But
I don't remember.
Just them and then
guy.
Some guy.
Marvel guy.
And then when they show the first image of Wakanda and it's those waterfalls that you gotta go through, and then he's even got his vibranium jet, and they're
dude, the vibranium jet was awesome.
Yeah. The fucking city is, or the I don't know what you want to call it, the country, the nation, whatever.
Wakanda.
Wakanda just looks exactly like I would want it to look.
Yeah. I'm glad we get to see more, because we saw like the tiny bit in Civil War, but now
we didn't see anything. We saw
treetops,
a room,
some
mountain, some trees, and a giant panther statue. That's what we saw.
And which
was cool.
I felt like, but baby, we ain't seen nothing yet. So
it's a hard one. That's a hard song to sing.
I'm sorry. That's right. We can't do that. I forgot. Sorry. I was about to go into the song.
Yeah, we're too perfect. We might get content ID'd.
Yes.
But
that's why I said never first.
Also, just
the music.
Yeah, the music was fucking
that
awesome.
trailer was fucking.
Yeah, it was on point, man.
Yeah, because
like it was fun, and the trailer itself just had a whole different feel to it than any other Marvel trailer.
And then they had
and that's good. Because all the Marvel trailers, honestly, have felt different from the other ones. Like,
and what's her name from Walking Dead? She gets FaceTime in it.
Deny.
It starts with a G.
Not Guerrero.
Michonne.
Yeah,
Michonne.
Oh, okay.
The one scene when I guess it's like there's the dudes in the jungle with the guns, and the one guy's just like unloading an AK on Black Panther, and he's just like
taking it.
Are you like serious right now?
Yeah,
bro.
And then there was the shot that was kind of like Batman and BVS up in the corner.
Yeah.
Where like you get like the flash of light on him, and he's just like fucking hiding out and shit. I was like, fuck, that was terrifying. It was awesome.
Yeah, Black Panther's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
There was a lot going on in that trailer, but also, like, you don't really know where it's headed, kind of.
It was a complete teaser.
Yeah.
Complete, just laying the foundation, and did it in such a fucking awesome way.
I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Claw.
Yeah. He's going to be a fucking terror in the movie.
I mean, it's Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
So he's going to do a great job.
Yeah.
You know?
He was awesome as Claw in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys...
I just love that. What do you know about Wakanda? And I'm just like, oh god, god, this is it.
They thought it was like El Dorado or the myths. And
Right?
They were
Yeah,
off.
it wasn't in South America. It was in Africa. It was Africa.
That's a really cool spin.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Black Panther because he's like, the whole concept is just phenomenal fantasy. Like, so fucking rooted in just, like, anything's possible for this.
Yeah.
There's no holds barred for what they want to set up and what they want to do. Because it's not... You can't compare it to any... There's nothing to compare it to.
No.
So it's just fucking free-for-all in terms of ideas. And whatever you want to happen.
You know, there have been very few of the Marvel movies that I haven't liked. None of the Marvel movies I haven't liked, but very few of them have been bad.
Yeah.
Actually, none of them bad. Okay, very few of them have been less bad than the others. But starting with Guardians, that's where the MCU got kicked into high gear with really exploring the real comic booky shit.
It feels like like comic books.
And now we're getting a fucking movie about Wakanda. Like that's, and it looks just like it does in the fucking comics.
And it's such a massive part of it's such an integral part with so much of Marvel comics.
Absolutely.
Black Panther and the Illuminati and all the vibranium basically in the world.
And he's going to be in Infinity War because they just announced that he had started to film his scenes. So
and they dropped the poster before the
that was a great poster.
They dropped the poster before the teaser, and the poster's fucking really good.
Nice to see a poster. I'm sure the official poster will look like every other poster, but that teaser poster,
it's just him.
It's just him. It's not photoshopped with like all the other characters like coming out of his torso and shit like that. You know. Yep. I'm sure we'll get that.
Where he's in the center and he's looking just off to the left.
Yeah.
And then the big villain will be off his head to the right.
And then like an explosion in the corner.
And then there'll be 13 of his closest friends down his side.
And since they showed the jet in the teaser, we're going to have the jet on the poster.
It's going to be the biggest part. The jet.
I can see it now.
It's
already.
Of course. But
the poster's already made. Really. That poster was simple because he's in like the throne room.
Without his mask on, but still
in a suit. It's just the king of Wakanda on his throne.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to sell this movie.
Because it's a different character. It's not it's such a far cry from anything else in the MCU, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, this I guess you could argue Thor to an extent, but Odin felt
it's
totally
because
different.
he's black, Andrew. That's what you're saying.
The Panther is black.
Yes. The Panther is.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No. We like all color Panthers.
Yeah.
All color Panthers matter. Oh, fuck.
Pink
That's it.
Panthers.
We're done.
One of my faves.
Pink Panther is one of my faves. I saw somebody did a Photoshop job on the poster.
Where it's
Pink Panther.
No, it's just his suit, but completely
pink.
I gotta look it up.
And then they put the head.
Fuck.
They put the Pink Panther head like on the floor next to him, and it just says Pink Panther.
Too much Owings Corning fiber.
He won't burn in hell. Not with all that
Owings Corning fiber. When that comes out, we'll be 10 years, officially 10 years into the MCU.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Iron Man came out in 2018. 2008.
Right,
2008. So this is 2018. 10 years into the MCU, and we're still getting
brand new
these fucking amazing fucking films.
Yeah.
I'm just,
and like,
that's why I had to put when I posted. I was like, # what's superhero fatigue? Because I'm not seeing it.
No, because it's not even rehashes. Because they've built up the goodwill with the fan base enough that they're comfortable going with, not that he's obscure, but like a lesser known or a lesser mainstream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not like Spider-Man
right.
or Captain America.
So he had such a huge role in Civil War that they just loved how he was, and like they already announced that they were going to do the film, but like the feverish
masturbation
fanhood of him.
Oh, okay.
Came to like a swell, and then exploded.
Jesus Christ!
Well, because he looks cool.
Yeah.
His action sequences were like unbelievable.
Yeah, Jordan.
That whole chase scene with the motorcycle going
coolest
after
part
Cap.
is when he's like booking it faster than the cars, and like Cap's right there. Yeah,
it was weird. It was like unnatural to see, but it was awesome
because he felt like a superhero.
Yeah.
You know, like he had super strength and all that.
And Jordan, what you said, like he looks cool. Like the design for the MCU Black Panther is one of the best translations they've done.
Yeah,
his costume.
100% agree.
I just
that like.
The costume is everything, man.
That first Civil War trailer where you see him,
I
was like, oh shit, that's fucking amazing! Like they actually just did it. They fucking did it.
When it's just that picture of him like standing up and turning, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, Black Panther.
Yeah,
They didn't try to like over stylize it,
no,
or change a color, or like maybe we'll have him wear something different. Like they didn't
make him blue.
Like it wasn't
make the armor have plates. Like,
they didn't do any of that shit. They were like, no, this is perfect,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna do that.
God damn it! I'm so psyched.
I honestly feel top 3 best costumes in MCU.
Yeah,
maybe top 5. It's like him, Iron Man, Cap, and Civil War. Yeah.
I think I also think that all based off of the popularity of him in Civil War. The reboot of the comic sold out incredibly.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I
never read it.
Black Panther #1. I think I have the first 3 of the new run, just because I wanted to see how it went. It was written by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah.
And Brian Stelfreeze.
I haven't read it yet.
He's the artist on it. He was at Baltimore Comic Con last year. And I didn't realize who the fuck he was. I walked by him like 3 times.
No one cares about the artist.
Ouch. Oh, man. That is a deep cut.
Lila, we'll put a little thing at the bottom that Brian said that directly to Andrew's face.
Let the record state. But yeah,
Sorry, Andrew, you're going to be feeling that all the way out in L.A.
I forget about you, ants.
Peons,
and
please.
Andrew, when you do move out to LA, could you change your name to Landrew?
No, he's got to change it to Andre.
Andre Barlett.
Could it be Barletta?
Yes, fuck yeah, it can.
Barletta.
I don't know. That's a bit too.
It's ethnic.
That's a bit too ethnic.
I can pull. I mean, they all get tan.
Just be Andre Bart.
AJ Bart.
AJ
Bartz.
AJ Bartz.
Bartz.
AJ Bartz.
AJ Bartz. But I need a tan. I'm Greek, so.
And also, you have to do you need a high top fade.
And I don't have any... If I shave the side,
dude, you're going to LA. Just get hair. Everybody just has hair.
A giant gold nose ring.
Oh,
yeah.
And not a septum like on the
side, and then an eyebrow piercing because it's 1996.
Oh
in LA.
God!
Fuck, I've got such a raging heart on for you right
now. How am I? First of all, how am I going to have a high top fade? Because if I shave the sides of my head, I would
Los
have zero
Angeles
hair. To start with.
You could just go, hey, I need some hair. I'm trying to act. And they'll go, oh, here's some fucking hair.
Here's some hair. But it has to be really
Oh, you think everybody that hits a certain age in Hollywood just has hair all the time?
Sean Connery didn't, but he's attractive.
Oh, man.
Brendan Fraser's going bald.
So Black Panther.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, Black Panther looks awesome.
Looks awesome.
Can't wait for the full trailer.
Moving on. That was a nice bow to put on that one, right? The next thing...
I'm bald, we get it.
I wasn't even commenting on your baldness. Anyway, the next thing, the first installment in Universal's, and I really hate saying this because it's a mouthful and it sounds stupid. Yeah. Universal's Dark universe
of darkness
of dark. We went from Black Panther to Dark Universe.
There we go. Yes. Completely fine. We're all fine. Keep moving.
Right.
Move
It
along.
has nothing to do with what you're thinking of.
Okay, anyway. So, The Mummy.
Race Bader? What?
The Mummy.
The Mummy, yeah.
Yes, The Mummy came out.
And it was...
Of the casket. No, the sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus. And it was, in my opinion, pretty fucking awesome.
It was good. I liked it.
I enjoyed a lot of that movie.
Yeah.
The worst part of the movie for me was the end.
The end...
Well, that's kind of disappointing.
The end was a little bit of a mishmash.
But it was the journey, not the destination. That's what everybody tells me all the fucking time.
I'm one of those people, and I agree that
the film is a lot of fun. They just at the end of it they focused too much on trying to make sure that it was still open for the next installment of other things.
Right.
That's the problem with it. There was an end. And then they were like, oh, wait, we're trying to set a universe up.
Right.
Let's continue that forward.
Yes.
Now, the director said that they didn't do post-credits because, quote, that's Marvel's deal.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. However...
Kong Skull Island did it. You know.
However, had they put the ending in the middle of the credits or at the end of the credits, I might have
absolutely would have been better.
I might have felt a lot better about it.
Absolutely agree. Yeah. Because it definitely felt tagged on.
Yeah.
Like the very last scene is very abrupt.
Yeah.
And it's very like rushed.
Yeah.
And
you're
just
like what?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So spoilers going forward.
Right.
Tom Cruise is now the Mummy.
Yes.
He wasn't throughout the film.
Yeah, he gets. I'm sure you can tell from the trailers. He gets cursed.
Yes, there was a spoiler warning.
Yeah, I warned you.
You warned me, and then
I warned you well before this when we said we were going to talk about it, and you said you were fine with that.
I know.
So the film, everything that happens in the film happens, and it's over. And then, did we go back to Russell Crowe and the blonde woman?
We didn't go back. You hear Russell Crowe talking over that last scene.
He's doing another voiceover.
Yes. Because it is exposition o'clock in that movie.
Yeah. And I mean, at first it wasn't a problem. It's just like they continued to exposition o'clock the movie.
Yeah.
Which I get. There's a lot of heavy lifting in mythology-wise to explain.
Yeah.
And they really are. They're setting up this grand universe.
So it ends, and everything that happens, and you hear Russell Crowe explaining that Tom Cruise is still out there, and this, that, and the other thing, and then we see Tom Cruise kind of like what he was doing towards the beginning of the film. He's riding horses in the desert, and his face is all covered up with the shit, with like his wraps and stuff like that.
Shit.
Actual human shit.
And then he runs towards the camera covered in shit.
God damn it! Yes, he's the Golgothan now. He's a shit demon.
So the way that they were explaining it was just like, and he's out there, and he's one of the most powerful beings.
Trying to find a cure. And that.
Hopefully,
so is he like evil?
Well, that's
we
the
don't
thing.
know.
He says, hopefully the next time something happens or something along those lines. Hopefully the next time something happens, he'll be on our side.
Yeah, he'll have found his good side or whatever. Yeah. It's very
vague.
The end is very vague and a little confusing because it took Rob after the movie to tell me, oh well he's the Mummy now, and I was like, oh shit, you're right, he is. Because I couldn't nail that down that he was, because they set this whole thing up where he's possessed by the Egyptian god of darkness, Set. Mm-hmm. And it's like, is
Set the chick?
Set is Set.
Okay.
The chick is Amenet.
Okay.
Amenet. She's the Mummy throughout the
film.
Almost the entire movie.
Yeah,
Sophia Boutella, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's fucking gorgeous, but even as a mummy.
That really did.
But yeah,
I like him kind of dead.
I like him kind of dead with 4 pupils and writing all over him and kind of
Girl,
pale.
when I look into all your eyes,
with mercury in her blood.
I want you to hurl a sandstorm at me.
Well, by the way, so just real quick about the sandstorm, so I don't forget. Okay. Please don't sue us. The way she makes the sandstorm. The way she makes the sandstorm, really cool, because they're in London.
Yeah.
And I was wondering how
awesome.
how all the sand got there, she just took all the glass in the windows and turned it into sand. Like, just shattered every window in London and made it into sand.
Oh,
so.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking cool.
It was really cool because, like, when you're watching it, you're like, what's the... And then you realize the windows are all gone. You're like, oh, what?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Well, she just murdered fucking everyone in London.
That was a lot of thought.
Yeah, a lot of people died, I'm sure.
That was a lot of thought into that. Where it wasn't just one of those, like...
she's just going to summon sand.
Dare I say,
cool.
a Michael Bay, where he's just like, oh, make it explode.
Or Bryan Singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other really cool shit in the film.
Oh, well, just to finish my thought.
Yeah,
so at the end, Tom Cruise gets possessed by Set, and it's not clear what he is.
Yeah.
But Rob's
he takes the power that he is imbued with by Set, and then throughout the film, when she was possessing other characters, she put her mouth on their mouth and sucked, I'm assuming, their life or their soul.
It's kind of what Imhotep did in the first Mummy.
Yeah.
He kind of just drained their life force from them, not by kissing.
And then they became.
We don't know.
Kissing people.
No, Imhotep and the Mummy. The 1999. I'm trying to
they
make it relevant
became
for our listeners.
They became like zombies.
Yeah, zombies.
Right?
Or,
like she took control of them.
Yes.
Yeah, and they would do things on her behalf.
But they would
after
also
she
be completely
possesses them.
drained and completely like skeletal
and really gross and fantastic looking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie's fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
As it should be. It's a Universal monster movie.
Yeah, I mean they nailed that.
Definitely.
Definitely creepy. The special effects were great because you definitely saw like just almost a zombie movie, zombie-ish.
Yeah, because after she possesses them, they reanimate.
Yeah,
and if they're broken when she's done that to them, because if they get hit by a car or fall out of something, they spend a lot of time snapping back into place, kind of like Nebula, but they were human, so it's gross.
Ugh.
Yeah,
yeah. It was really cool.
It was.
And really unsettling, and they kind of make that noise and shit. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And also, there's crows follow her everywhere.
Yeah.
That was fucking
creepy animals of all sorts.
Yeah. There was the mouse scene that you saw in the trailer.
Rats.
Amanda made a good point too. Is that they put way too much in the trailers.
Absolutely, I agree.
You saw? Did I see the whole movie?
No, you didn't see the whole movie.
There's plenty in the film that you don't see in the trailer that you're going to go, holy fuck, that was awesome. But there was some stuff that had they left it out, or at least left it vague in the trailer, it would have been a huge moment
absolutely
in the theater, but it's coming, so it's not actually scary.
You see bits of almost every part of the movie.
Yeah.
So the entire movie is not ruined.
The plane crashing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think they needed that because that was early on.
Yeah,
and
that was really early.
Honestly, that got me in the theater.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene.
That plane sequence got me in the theater.
When it's him going towards
tumbling through the...
and there's definitely more to that.
Yeah.
It was definitely... And it was very... It played well. I was kind of in my seat going like... Nah.
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable to watch, so that's why it was good.
Nice.
But there's a lot of really cool shit. Russell Crowe...
Fucking goddamn it.
Russell Crowe plays Dr. Jekyll. And he is the head of some sort of...
Prodigium.
It's called... Oh, yeah.
Prodigium Monstrum is the
it's like...
a warning of monsters is what it translates to.
It's a secret society. A secret society kind of deal. They're secret government agency kind of looking thing.
They're underneath I don't know what the name of the museum is in London, but they're underneath a museum in London.
It's all in present day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
And he's the head of it, I guess.
I think so. Yes.
And he's out there trying to protect.
The biggest office.
He's trying to protect the world from as he just put it, evil. So they know about all these artifacts and all this shit. And when Tom Cruise gets to his facility, he's walking through and he sees all this stuff. There's all these creepy jar things with stuff in them, and there's
big glass
shadow boxes on the walls and all
giant squid in one.
Yeah,
which I think they got from the Smithsonian because I think that's the actual thing. But
if you've ever seen it, that shit's incredible.
It is.
It is.
But
in
one of the thing was the arm of the gill creature, the creature
from the Black Lagoon.
The arm from the mid forearm up is in one of those things.
For some reason, that one was always my favorite.
Me too.
It was such an interesting design and concept.
The other thing that you see, for sure, that they call out for you, because there's a lot of shit that the camera just pans through. But one of the things that they specifically, Tom Cruise, looks at, and they like shoot him, reacting to it, and then he continues forward, and you see it again. And it's arguable, in my opinion, what the skull is.
I'm pretty sure it was a vampire.
It's either a vampire skull or a wolfman skull.
I think if it was a wolfman, it would have been more canine.
It
was a human skull with
the
giant fucking fangs.
Because the very first time I saw it, I immediately went, "Oh fuck, it's the wolfman's skull." But then Amanda, and you had said, "Did you see Dracula's skull?" And I went, "All right, yeah, that's probably that works
I
too."
I don't think it was Dracula's skull, but yeah, a vampire.
Right.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of cool if it was Dracula. Do like a Castlevania angle, get all of his parts back together.
That would be cool,
and that would totally work with this. But also, because we had talked about who they announced that they were doing films for and all that stuff,
right?
And they added a couple more to that.
Phantom of the Opera
and Hunchback of Notre Dame
and Dracula.
Dracula. They announced officially. They still haven't announced Wolfman officially.
He's coming.
Yeah, I know.
Because he was the most recent, other than Dracula Untold.
Right.
Which you like to call...
Because he's Dracula Unseen.
There it is.
On what?
It's actually, the film is called Dracula Untold,
Unseen.
which is his it's like the story you don't know about.
Oh yeah.
But
what about Dracula 2000?
So
what about it?
So Dracula Unseen. But yeah.
So Wolfman of all of the Universal monsters is my favorite.
The Wolfman.
The Wolfman is my favorite.
Wolfman Jack.
So I'm really waiting with bated breath for them to announce Wolfman, and here's who's playing him, because I really want to know.
Like a fan casting The Rock, he's just too big.
No.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
And I just don't think he's... I just don't see him for the role, even past a physical...
Because I've actually watched the original Wolfman film.
With, I keep wanting to say, not Bela Lugosi. That was
Lon Chaney.
Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it Lon Chaney? Wait.
I don't know.
It's a Lon Chaney.
It's a Lon Chaney.
Yeah. Who, according to Warren Zevon, does the Werewolves of London.
Yes.
Doing the Werewolves.
With the Queen.
Yes. See Lon Chaney doing the Werewolves of London with me.
Walking with the Queen.
Walking with the Queen. Sorry.
So Wolfman is my favorite one, and they keep not announcing him, and I'm kind of upset about it.
A place called Leho Fox. Want to get a big bowl of beef chow mein.
Beef chow mein.
Yes. Sorry.
Just careful. I hear he'll tear your lungs
lungs out, Jim.
Is that right, Jim? Yeah. We have a guy named Jim tied up in the room.
Jim has a really slow reaction time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right, boss.
Thank you, Tim, from the last episode.
To Jim.
Anyway.
So all the other characters, whatever. Russell Crowe is Dr. Jekyll. I said this already.
Yes.
But with Dr. Jekyll comes Mr. Hyde.
Really? I'm not following.
And throughout the film, Russell Crowe he's wearing a glove on his left hand. And he's throughout the film, and like when Tom Cruise gets there, they kind of tease that he's gonna freak the fuck out.
Oh, so he's already... Okay, that's cool.
He's
dealing with it.
Yeah. And he has this special briefcase that has a special serum, and he takes it out. When he looks at his hand, he pulls his glove down, he looks at his hand, and it's starting to manifest.
It's like scaly and...
It's starting to manifest through his body, and he takes it out, and he fucking...
There are little tattoos that say, like, ha-ha, and...
and like a big mouth.
No, sorry.
So he hits himself with the antidote.
Yeah.
And it, like, you see it fade away in his veins, and it goes back down.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then, like, the scene continues. It cuts to a couple things, whatever. And then
shit goes down at that site.
And then he's like feeling it and can't get his briefcase in time, so his office starts to lock down.
Oh, so this is like a
thing that they prepare for.
Shit, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise is like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, but can't. And he gets to the door, and the door goes and is sealed shut in front of him. And he turns around, and Russell Crowe is completely Mr. Hyde now.
Mr. Hyde's actually in it?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And he's full Cockney accent. They're completely separate personalities.
Absolutely.
He's like, fucking awesome.
He's like, that other bloke doesn't. All right, whatever.
I'm Eddie Hyde.
Yeah. And then
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No, wait, even awesomer, kicks the living shit out of Tom Cruise.
Just beats him like a fucking government mule.
Yeah.
Tosses like a Cherokee
It was
drum.
a slobber knocker.
He tosses him around the fucking... Oh my god, it's amazing.
There's a point at which...
Fuck, now I want to see this.
There's a point at which Tom Cruise realizes he's locked in. And Henry Jekyll is turning. And he tries to take Henry's hand and put it onto the pad.
Oh, yeah, that was the... Yeah.
And you see his hand start to get, like, hide it out.
Yeah.
And even though he looked a little different and, of course, acted way different, I have a feeling that's not his final form.
No, yeah,
I have a feeling that he's going to Hulk out a little more in a future film.
Because I feel like he looked awesome.
He looked awesome. He didn't like get huge or anything.
He got bigger.
He got a little bigger.
Yeah, it was noticeably bigger.
He was noticeably bigger, but his skin was a little bit of a different color. His eyes were a little bit different color. So he was different.
There was like this. It was like this grayish.
Yeah.
But like there was this orange hue, and then all his eyes were like yellow.
Yeah.
And he was like, he was like twisting his fucking head around like he was crazy. It was fucking awesome.
A very different take than we've seen cinematically on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde recently.
Yeah.
Because the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Van Helsing did a huge hulked out, monster. So I have a feeling we're going to get closer to that.
Yeah, but
with the way that his fingers were going.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we got just a taste. Because it was fucking sweet.
So there was a real what the fuck moment when
oh my god
everybody in the theater was freaking the fuck out.
All 10 of us in the theater.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of people for opening night for sure. But he throws Tom Cruise onto the desk, and he
says pain is
it's like the
purifier.
It's like the quote, pain is like weakness leaving the body, but he says it in a way that makes him sound like a total asshole, which is awesome. And then he digs his fucking hand up underneath his rib cage and
starts lifting
and lifts and squeezes, and everyone in the fucking theater's like, oh
yeah.
Oh god, dude, that just made me shudder.
Yeah,
and the good thing is they paid that off because Tom Cruise was walking away, really holding his side. I'm like, he would be. That's good.
Yeah,
but
he really sells the shit out of that.
Really painful.
So then the only way he's able to save himself is they're fighting it out a little bit. Tom Cruise like hits him, and it doesn't affect him at all. And Hyde is like, "You're gonna need more than that, mate," or whatever the fuck he says to him. And Tom Cruise like lures him in and hits him with the briefcase, right?
I don't remember exactly, but he gets the serum
again and fucking sticks him in the neck.
Yeah.
And then he falls down, and the next time you see him, he's fucking fine.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah. So the serum's super effective.
Yeah.
It fucking better be.
It's rare candy.
Yeah.
Well, is he super strong enough to like hurl a full-grown man across
yes.
the room? Okay, that's cool.
Absolutely.
There was a lot, dude. It was really fucking cool.
Now I kind of want to see this movie. Like, even I wanted to see it, but now
I actually watched the 1999 Mummy again recently, and I actually think they're very similar in quality. They're completely different movies because one is very campy, a little more lighthearted, while it still has all the horror beats and everything. This one's a lot darker and more serious. There really was not a lot of levity in it. It's not. There were not a lot of funny moments.
Most of the levity was provided by Tom Cruise's lines
or Jake Johnson
and Jake Johnson. Period.
Yeah.
But even Jake Johnson was kind of scary at certain moments.
Who is he? Is he just some guy?
He's Tom Cruise's friend.
His
sidekick partner guy.
He's the he's the annoying the annoying comic relief in the movie.
He should be the Wolfman.
I mean,
I could see it.
They could do it.
Technically speaking,
yes.
I could see him being the Wolfman.
Yeah,
they could do that.
Yeah.
Interesting. But
I you heard it here first.
Jake Johnson, Wolfman, not confirmed, but we're prophesizing.
Yeah, and we're pretty good at that.
And as Rob said, as we left the theater, so Tom Cruise's character's name is Nick. And Jake Johnson
had to talk to Nick
the entire time. So it's just funny seeing Jake Johnson, who plays Nick Miller on the New Girl, just saying, "Look, Nick, she's coming for you, man. Nick, we got to go in the bathroom.
Nick, you got to listen to me.
Like, you got to listen to me, Nick." Like,
I like to think he did that on purpose. Like, kept saying Nick.
Yeah, like he added Nick to all of his lines.
Right, Nick? Come on, Nick, let's go.
This is what you know me from.
Yes, Captain America, let's go.
So yeah,
I wanted to work backwards through the film because that was like the
keep going. Yeah.
Well, no, just the Mr. Hyde thing I definitely wanted to get to, because that was like... The fact that he was Dr. Jekyll alone put me in the seat because I just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, I read that book like 100 fucking times. I love that fucking novel.
Okay.
Which is weird because I was reading it like 12, like a lot. I was like, split personalities. That's hilarious. I love it.
The first full book I ever read was Phantom of the Opera.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
Yeah.
But
word of weird shit.
Heir to the Empire for me.
Nice.
Highly recommend.
So what else was it? I mean, we could talk about Amunet herself.
Yeah, she was awesome.
The whole story behind her was she was the only child of an Egyptian pharaoh. So she was obviously slated to be queen when her father would pass away, and then her father took on another wife. And they had a son.
Threw it in there and got her pregnant.
Yeah. And they had a son, so then obviously, in rules of succession, she's no longer the heir to the throne, the son is. So she makes a blood pact with Set. To give her power to become the pharaoh. So she kills her father, his wife, and the baby. All three.
Metal.
She slits her father's throat with one of those gnarly Khal Drogo knives.
It was a knife that Set gave her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of the relic throughout the film
Right.
that carries everybody through.
Yeah.
So that's what Russell Crowe's group is looking
MacGuffin.
for.
Yeah, it's
It's
not really a MacGuffin, but I get where you're going.
Yeah. They use it as an item.
Yeah.
That is what she needs to complete her thing, but
which is to bring Set into a human form so that it can now walk the earth.
Yeah.
So.
And she chooses... It's a whole thing. It's like a weird romantic kind of deal,
a little bit.
but also... Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tom Cruise, at the beginning of the film, is the reason she's set free.
Right.
So, she believes him to be the chosen one because he saved her.
Right.
Technically.
Okay.
So they're constantly linked to one another, and she's not necessarily possessed him, but there's some sort of enchantment that happens.
Absolutely.
That when he sets her free, because they connect in his brain, and he starts having visions.
Yeah.
So he's standing in present day Iraq, but once he sets her free, he has this vision where he's shot back to fucking Egypt when she was on Earth living, and she's like seducing him essentially.
Right.
And she kisses his face, and she's like touching his chin, and she's telling him, like, she's saying all these nice, beautiful things to him. And then, like, somebody's talking to him and says his name like 3 times, and he's like he fucking shakes out of it.
Yeah. So
and that gets played with
a lot. Yeah.
For the rest of the movie.
One of the things I didn't like that this movie did. There was another movie that did recently that I can't remember, but I hate when movies do this, where you'll see the scenes and then they will replay the scenes later in the film as like, hey, remember that? This is important.
Yeah.
Like, and they did that a lot in this movie.
Because you got the same shot of her, like the close up
of with the blood spraying on her face,
and the close up of her face on the desert,
right?
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
They did that a lot, but it was also like them trying to just like that's what he keeps seeing in his head. It's just replaying,
right?
But I agree 100%. They did it a lot.
It was Batman Superman. It was Batman v Superman.
Yeah,
Zack Snyder did that where played again. Oh, the parents are getting shot again. And okay.
What else was there? So Amunet was awesome, and then I mean her mummy form, dude. So oh my god,
creepy as fuck.
So the plane. So they put her sarcophagus on that plane, and they're all sitting down, taking it to England to go to that museum where Russell Crowe is. And like all of that ties in together,
and that's when the crows hit.
And that's the crows fucking fly through the fucking windshield. The plane goes into a tailspin. Tom Cruise has that awesome action set piece because he's really good at those. And then the plane crashes. He survives somehow, and that's when you see him. I really wish they didn't put this in the fucking trailer.
I know. I agree too. Yeah.
When you see all the body bags on the tables, and then he sits up.
Yeah.
The fact that you know that that's going to happen,
it completely robs it from.
But they bury the actual scare in that because he's there and he's naked and he's doing whatever, and then he turns around and his fucking friend is there and he's like, "Bah, what the fuck?" So there was an actual jump scare in the sequence. So if you hadn't seen the trailer, there's two.
Yeah.
But when you see the film, you're like, oh, I fucking saw this, and then another one happens, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So it was cool that they at least gave you another one.
True, but I feel like they shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have put it in the trailer.
Definitely.
That was one that they could have shown them lowering the camera into the room, and then not showed you what happened after that.
They didn't even need, honestly, for the trailers, they didn't even need to show the morgue. Like, they could show the crash, and then you could just show him later on, wondering what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't really have to explain that so bad, so much, you know.
But so after the crash, they're trying to find her sarcophagus, or police happen upon the wreckage with her sarcophagus. So that's where she gains two mummies, or two zombies that follow her around. Right. And that whole sequence is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Really?
And gross.
Nice.
Because her mummy form is still doesn't have enough life in it.
Using a line from the 1990 Mummy, juicy.
Yeah.
Still so juicy.
She doesn't have a lot of life in her, so she's kind of a zombie herself, and she's just kind of creepy crawling around and shit. It's really fucking scary, dude.
Nice.
But for me, it worked on a bunch of different levels. It's a great first installment for a universe that I am really, 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 really interested in.
What I was going to say is, so, like I said, I think I put it on the same quality as the 1999 one, in that it had a lot of great moments in it, but was disjointed. It was very disjointed. There was a lot of, like we talked about, there was a lot of slowdown. Yeah. There were a lot of dips in it. Yeah. You know?
There was a point, at a certain point in it, where I kind of was like,
yeah,
but that was because
Rob is making the nodding off face.
Yeah, because there were.
Thanks, Jim.
There were so many
No problem, boss.
And it happens in a lot of movies now, where everybody thinks that they have to be at least 2 hours or at least 2.5 hours long or whatever.
You can have a good movie that's an hour 45.
Yeah, and so there's this middle area where there's not a lot happening.
Filler.
It's literally filler, and they're just waiting to get to the huge end piece that's going to be super awesome, but you have to work through this at 20 minutes or so of literally nothing happening. Yeah. That whole shit with him and her at a restaurant or whatever.
Oh, God, yeah.
We didn't need any of that.
No.
At all, really.
No.
If you cut that out, it's the same fucking film.
Yep.
They just personified him and the blonde woman's relationship. And
a lot of the time spent at the Prodigium when they're trying to pump... How long does it take to pump mercury into a fucking bitch's blood? Sorry. One of the cool things at the very beginning, they find this tomb and there's mercury, which I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. There's these mercury stalactites, mercury's just dripping shit, and they find that the sarcophagus has been dipped in mercury because I can't remember the scientific explanation they gave, but mercury has some quality to it.
It would kill everyone.
Well, yeah, mercury drives people crazy.
I think it keeps her dead.
Well, I can't remember what they said. Yeah. They did offer some, not necessarily scientific, but in-universe explanation. So there's mercury involved. So when they're able to capture Aminette and bring her to Prodigium, and they have her basically in a modern recreation of that tomb. Yeah. They have Anubis.
They have the same Anubis facing inward, not outward as they would be.
Right, for anyone, Yeah. So, and they're pumping mercury into her because when they freeze it or something, she'll be completely frozen solid, or her blood, her circulatory system will be full of mercury. She won't be able to move. And they're doing it for it seems like hours,
really long time.
And I'm like, it doesn't take this long to drain blood from a human body. How can it be this hard to pump using these fucking machines that are pumping mercury? Anyway, so they spent a lot of time doing that, and that's where the movie did dip a lot for me, but.
I really don't fault it a lot for any of that stuff because it's all forgivable for how awesome a lot of the shit was. The underwater sequence was fucking awesome, dude.
It was a great underwater sequence near the end. The fight between
it was everything that you wanted any Pirates of the Caribbean movie to have, but they did it better.
Right.
Nice.
Collectively.
Yeah. So I liked it. I'm not going to say it was great. I'll say it was good.
Yeah.
It was worth seeing.
It hit for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was, especially with the amount of negative reviews it got, right before we went to see it, I was like, well, this should be interesting.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I was like, man, this is getting fucking roasted right now.
And I can honestly see why critics take such a hard... They do take such a hard turn on this stuff.
But if it was a director... I feel like if it was a director they'd forgive a lot of it.
Maybe. But it does have its very pronounced flaws.
Mm-hmm.
So
I definitely recommend seeing it.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend getting into it now so you're not playing catch-up when the next one comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I think is probably going to be Bride of Frankenstein.
I think it's Bride of Frankenstein, which is interesting.
Yeah.
That's what the next... Really?
Yeah.
That's how they're introducing Frankenstein's monster as well.
It's different.
With Bride of Frankenstein.
That's different, I'll give them that.
They're going outside the box.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I mean, I get it. That's cool. I kind of would like to see, the monster first.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm really interested.
Same here. So that's... We've got the Mummy, we've got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, got Frankenstein's monster, Bride of Frankenstein, Invisible Man. What else was in that initial lineup that they... Was that it?
I think so.
Okay.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, right?
Afterward, they announced
Creature from the Black Lagoon. Then Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then hopefully, of course, Wolfman. So that's 9.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's a good amount of monsters.
And then, and they're all crossing over in each other's films.
Yeah.
So it's not like, and then Dracula also.
So 10. So 10. So, and I'm sure we'll see I'm sure we'll see Jekyll in most of them, since the Prodigium will be.
Yeah, that's going to be the crossover thing.
Yeah.
I kind of hope Dracula.
So do we know what's next?
I believe Bride of Frankenstein is next. They have not officially announced that, but from all the articles I was reading, it looks like that's going to be the next one.
It looks like they're shooting for 2018 on that also.
Wow.
So they have to really get it filmed and hire people.
Yeah.
And maybe an actress to do it.
Maybe, just maybe. I mean, but they can aim for the end of 2018 and get that done. So.
Yeah, but it's already June.
They got time.
I mean, it really... They don't have to take a long time to film it.
You could take 3 to 4 months to film, and that would run you if they started filming November. That's November, December, January, February, and then post production up until a week before it's released because everything's fucking digital now.
And then honestly, given it's Bride of Frankenstein, I'm not sure how many big digital special effects set pieces they're going to be. There's probably going to be a lot of practical. Yeah, but I don't, Hopefully, yeah.
I mean, she was wearing a lot of she had makeup done.
Yeah,
it was a they're not necessarily prosthetic, but she was wearing.
And they actually gave her gene therapy to split her pupils so that she had 4 pupils, 2 in each eye.
I mean, she's a committed actress.
Yeah. Method acting, people. It's a thing.
Gene therapy.
Wow.
Anyway, speaking of someone who doesn't need gene therapy.
Ooh, boy.
The other huge film that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Moving on to our Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
God, that's such an awesome callback. God, that killed me.
Carl Urban, everyone, does not need gene therapy. No, we're talking about, of course, the big female lead movie that came out. The one with Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn. I can't remember the name of it. Snatched. That's what it was. Oh. Snatched. Yes.
This shtick is going to go on for...
God.
No, No, it stopped because that's the only female movie I could think of recently.
That was... Oh, man. And it went from, what was, a really classy film to a film starring Amy Schumer called Snatched. Anyway... Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Wonder Woman.
Fucking Wonder Woman.
We've all seen it.
We'd all love to be fucking Wonder Woman, yes.
Oh,
still raking in cash at the box office.
Yeah. Thankfully.
The only superhero movie to have the best second week drop off.
Oh, yeah. No, it only went down 45%?
43.
Something like 40. Yeah. Wow. God damn, that's fucking great.
Best since when or best ever?
I don't know if it's best ever, but it's...
Best ever, I believe.
It is, wow.
Really?
Dude, most films have at least a 50% drop-off.
Yeah.
Even Guardians 2, which had a really decent drop-off, had 53.
Yeah.
Which is better than the first one. But
it was... And I forget the number from last week, but it was still 18 or 19 million that it did.
From last weekend?
Yeah.
How much it made in the weekend?
Yeah.
It was 103 and a quarter.
No, yeah, that was from the opening weekend, right?
I'm sorry.
I think last weekend it was...
yeah.
I forget what the number was that it did over last weekend.
I believe it was 67 million.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
that
sure.
might have been the difference then.
Right.
That I saw. Okay. The number that I saw.
No, yeah, it only dropped 43%. Like 43%. So
phenomenal.
Amazing.
Good, because it was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
It was great.
It did everything that it needed to. And
this is cool. We haven't talked about it yet. So
I know, and it was wasn't not that it was surprising that it was so good, but it was
a little surprising.
Refreshing.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
It was that you were like, nice.
Yeah.
Like nice. Like they fucking nailed this shit.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Thank
like
God DC nailed something.
Like, I'm not going that far.
For me, beach sequence was so much fun.
Which one?
The beach sequence.
The beach sequence.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, the beach
had everything.
No Man's Land.
That to me was
huge symbolic fucking moment in that film.
Well, that was my favorite scene.
Part.
I think
that was my favorite.
I'm glad they didn't go just for that scene. I'm glad they didn't go full into the paint that I thought they're going to do, where he's going, look, this is No Man's Land, and she's going to be like, well, I'm No Man. Yeah. Like, I'm really glad they didn't do that.
She didn't say it, but she did it.
No, I know. No, but that's great. Yeah. Like
the subtext.
And,
they let it be subtext as opposed to actual text.
Right. Yeah. But start from the beginning. Themyscira was fucking a beautiful tropical island.
Well, you're Greek, so you can't.
Even before that,
that's what it's like.
I didn't know we were.
That's what it's like.
I didn't know we were going to see. I didn't know we were going to see Diana as a kid.
Yeah.
And boy, they nailed it with that kid.
Yeah.
She was fucking spot on.
She was cool.
Yeah, when she like leaps off the cliff and just gets picked up, she's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Yeah. They made it a lot of fun at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a lot of to see
colorful.
Oh yeah,
and bright,
very very bright,
not grainy.
Yeah,
it's like a world that we've never seen before,
grainy.
so it was really cool.
Well, it got a little grainy, but not very, not Batman v Superman grainy. Well,
I will say, I really really thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Some of the parts on Themyscira, the pacing felt a little weird to me from time to time. Like
there were definitely, just like with the last film we talked about, there were certain moments that I felt like really bogged the fuck
screeched
down.
It almost to a halt. Yeah, I agree.
And then it had to all right, let's get going again.
But it got going.
Yeah,
it did.
And
it did the same thing where it was waiting for the final action set piece to happen. So there's a lot of talking for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of just, let's cut that and push this shit forward. It was a long fucking film, too.
It was, but they had a lot to do.
Yeah.
So.
No, for sure. It was long.
Absolutely.
But so we do this all the time. We'll go around was No Man's Land your favorite sequence?
Yes.
Well, Jordan, what was your favorite sequence?
No Man's Land, for sure.
Expand a little for us.
I mean, I'm sorry, Jordan, go ahead, but it's just, I'm so excited to talk about this finally.
No, yeah, that whole part with her climbing up that ladder, and everyone like, well, she's dead, that's it, and then she's just blocking and dodging everything. It was awesome.
Just like the one bullet, and it's slow-mo, and she's like, nah.
Yeah. The slow-mo there was really cool, and it was so necessary, and I felt like it really let you chew on that moment for a little while. Because the symbolism of it is blatant, but I'm just going to spell it out, just so we get through it, is that Steve is explaining to her while in the trench in World War I, listen, these people haven't moved in over a year, everyone's sick, everyone's dying, it's awful here, and she's been concerned throughout the film leading up to this with innocent people losing their lives, like a lot. She's very concerned with that because it's something that she has been taught all her life to prevent this from happening. But she's learning how to deal with the fact that she can't necessarily save every single person that's suffering. So he tells her, listen, it's an impasse. We're going to go around. We're going to sneak in through, and we're not going to take the shit head on. And she goes, no, fuck that, I'm gonna go. And he goes, no, you don't understand, that's no man's land. Nobody can cross that. As soon as you go up there, they're gonna shoot the shit out of you and you're gonna die. And she was like,
puts on the tiara.
She puts on her fucking tiara, she gets her fucking shield out, and she just starts walking.
I'm getting fucking goosebumps.
Yeah.
When she comes up and you see her walking for the first time.
That's when I came up.
Yeah, well, me too. Michelle wasn't sitting next to me, so... but when she walks up the steps and you see her full shot for the first time, I got goosebumps. I was like, that's fucking Wonder Woman.
Yeah, dude.
Right there. That's it.
Well, I mean, she was fucking Wonder Woman in Batman Superman.
I know, but it's just that scene of her coming up out of the trench.
It's Wonder Woman doing that.
Yeah.
It's Wonder Woman to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, because the whole thing, also, I do want to say, when she first leaves Themyscira, the whole scene on the boat, most of that was improvised by those two.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just read that. Like, the whole thing
cool.
where they're like, men aren't really necessary for pleasure, just reproduction. He's like, well, I mean,
beg to differ.
It's like, I'm not really considered average.
Yeah.
Like, that whole scene was apparently improvised by them.
That's
and
cool.
That was one of the funnier
Definitely.
scenes. And that was
there were a lot of big laughs in it.
Oh, yeah. A lot of
they had great chemistry together too.
Dude,
like their relationship was believable and organic.
Yeah,
yeah, they were fantastic together.
Unlike Thor and Jane Foster.
Yeah. Yo, yeah, yeah. No, that was one of the things that I had thought about, was that it was a really organic romance.
Yeah.
Throughout, like it wasn't forced. You didn't. Like, it didn't seem necessary to either character or obligatory for either character to fall in love with the other one, because they're all... Like, you understood that they were doing a job and they were working.
And I really do believe that he was an above-average man in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
In order to punch her V-card, good God.
Can you... That's what... So, spoiler, they bone at one point.
And
they allude to it.
It's like
it wasn't like she was no way. She was like, there's a way.
And it was like, it's a very sweet moment, and you're like, oh, and then at the end, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, how is he walking the next day?
So, but yeah, and they did
She's a fucking warrior woman.
She's
the
like
way that,
demigod.
With thighs that could collapse a canyon.
God.
The way that they alluded...
so turned on right now.
The way that they alluded to it was very... I don't want to say Disney-esque. Because they didn't flat tell you that they had sex.
They absolutely did.
No. But they absolutely did. But it was very... handled with great caution.
Yeah, I know.
The way that they kissed,
yes.
And then the camera panned away, and then you got the shot from outside the house with the light on.
It was a great way to do it.
Now, when we saw it, it did go to a scene where it was Frank Reynolds just banging this horn. And
classic.
It was a very left turn that it took.
And everyone in the theater, the guy looked at the guy next to me, single tear came down his cheek.
Yeah, no. I saw a comment online where some guy. I read it just the way he wanted me to read it. He was like, "I prefer my love scenes to be implied. Thank you very much." Like,
it was very implied, but it was nice in that way.
Yeah,
I liked that they did that.
So my favorite part of the movie, while I loved No Man's Land and I loved the big last battle and I loved the shit on the beach, honestly. So I say this a lot, that I'll get goosebumps watching a trailer, which does happen.
Yeah.
And like with Last Jedi it did and so forth. I don't get goosebumps a lot while I'm
in the theater.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often. But at the very beginning, when Hippolyta, is that her mom?
Yeah.
Hippolyta takes out this book.
Yeah.
And opens it up and shows her, and it's like kind of animated, kind of like classical art depiction of the Greek gods.
Yeah.
My hairs were standing the fuck up. I was just like, oh shit, this is, they're going full on into this.
Yeah.
And it was fucking amazing. That's my favorite part of the movie.
It was gorgeously
I can't
done.
wait to see that again.
Yeah, it was gorgeously done.
When they first get to London,
and we saw it in 3D, in IMAX 3D, fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, I saw it in IMAX.
Yeah,
okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah,
I had to. You go from Themyscira and it's fucking absolutely beautiful and it's radiant, and then you get to Grey England in 1919.
Dude, the quote. Oh my god.
Oh my god,
that was great. She's like,
She's like,
what does she say? It's kind of ugly.
No, she says it's hideous or
she's
something.
like, what, he's like, what is this? She goes, it's jolly old England, and she's like, it's hideous.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not for everybody. Well,
his quote, yeah, it's London, and she goes, it's hideous, and he goes, it's not for everybody. So I just want to say, I don't know what my favorite part of the movie is. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of really good moments in it.
Yeah.
But my favorite, and it's gonna, I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. Okay, I'm going to preface it with that.
It's when Steve Trevor comes out of the pool.
No,
and
my favorite,
about his dick.
My favorite part
big
of the film is Steve Trevor.
Yeah,
he was fantastic.
He was.
Chris Pine was so good.
Yeah,
he nailed it. So believable, and so earnest, and so like
badass,
and heroic as fuck.
Dude.
That's I want to talk about that in a second.
He sold that lasso of truth. That was so fucking great.
When he's just like, what is this?
I'm a spy. Okay, I'm a spy.
It's like it's burning.
And then he's
like, it's getting hot.
He looks down at it like, what is this? What are you doing to me?
Doesn't he say that one? It's like, oh, it's getting hot. Or something like that. When he's
great as Gal was as Wonder Woman, and she was
we'll get into that.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
He fucking crushed this.
Yeah.
And it makes me so sad. And I literally actually cried.
I did.
I choked up. Yeah.
I cried.
Because of how they handled what he had to do.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
I just holy fucking shit, dude. And also as
God, I'm thinking about it right now.
Goosebumps immediately. Yeah. As a quick aside, I had the privilege of taking my sister who just turned 12.
Oh, cool.
To see that movie. Because I had seen Batman vs. Superman with her and my dad and my stepmother and my aunt and Amanda. We all went together, right? And we left the theater, and that was my third time seeing it at that point. Because I had seen it in the pre-screen, and then opening, and then...
Yeah, you and I saw that in the pre-screen.
And then
we're
just the two of us.
Yes.
And then... and then we went to my dad's house for the weekend, and they were like, I've been hearing a lot about this. Was it good? And I was like, dude, I loved it. So let's go. So we all went to see it together. My sister left the theater going, well, first of all, she loves Henry Cavill as Superman because he's gorgeous.
I mean, yeah. The man's beautiful.
And she loves...
He's all right.
And she loves Wonder Woman just as a right.
Good.
So I didn't tell her that I bought tickets already. And we got to the house. I was like, you busy? She's 12. I was like, you busy? I was like, you busy tomorrow?
Well, let me check my day planner.
And she was like, no. And I was like, all right, good, because we've got some stuff to do in the morning. And she was like, what? Like, what?
I was like, what do you want?
Spinners I need to
she has one.
Jesus Christ.
And she has more than enough. One. And I was like, well,
she's a lot.
I was like, well, me, you, and Amanda, we're gonna go out and we're gonna bop around a little bit and we're gonna go see Wonder Woman or whatever. And she was like, she got so excited. So then I got to take her to see that, and it was, for me, it was all sorts of rites of passage and this is for you now and all those kinds of things. But also, it turned out to be an actually awesome movie too.
Right.
So all of those things work together. But I got to sit next to a 12-year-old girl who this movie is not necessarily supposed to be for, but
no, I get what you're saying.
It means a lot.
It means so much.
Yeah.
And she cried minimum 4 times.
That's great.
Minimum.
That's amazing.
She cried 4 times. I looked over, and every time I looked over, she was taking her fucking IMAX glasses off and fucking wiping her eyes.
Years later, Rob finds out that his sister just went through a horrible breakup, and that she actually just thought the movie was just okay. So
we'll cover that in a future episode.
No, that is awesome, and there's I've seen stories about that, how young girls and young women, I'm not a PC person, but I do believe, because just from all the empirical evidence that I've seen of the testimonials, that when people see someone that looks like them on, being a main character that does these things, it gives them not necessarily hope, but it gets them I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but
there was
it's a good thing.
It is hope because it's like they look. What's to say I can't be that way.
Well, no one can be that because it's not possible. But I mean, Wonder Woman's not real, so you can't do those things.
There was a really great tweet that I saw on Friday after the film came out, and it was I don't know what the fucking Twitter user's name was, but it was I believe she was a white woman that said this. She might have been a woman of color. I'm not sure because I didn't look at her profile picture. I just saw the tweet. And she said, now I understand why white men walk around the way they do.
Right.
Because after leaving the theater, after seeing Wonder Woman, I'm ready to fight everybody with my bare fucking hands.
Right, I saw that too. It was awesome.
And I was like, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Quick moment of introspection. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to kick people's asses all the time.
And I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then I get the shit kicked out of me like a bar or something.
Sorry, Jordan. I'm sorry. We kept. You it seemed like you wanted to say something.
No. I was gonna say with Yezi's sister, that's such a cool experience to have.
Yeah, that is cool.
I love that I got to give that to her.
She could look up to, going, well, she could do it.
Yeah.
So I could do it.
Oh, and thank God it wasn't a shitty movie.
Yeah. There was a picture I saw. It was like a younger girl that was standing in front of the poster, which is just awesome.
I've seen that picture where she's like, didn't she have like a Wonder Woman hoodie on or something?
I don't know what it was, but yeah.
I had my sister do the pose in front of the poster too, man.
Oh, maybe
no.
It was the side
profile.
That was the picture.
Yeah,
okay, sorry. Yeah. So that was awesome.
Yeah,
but that just made me think. So the poster, it's like either her kneeling down or her in profile with that yellow background. And now that we've seen the movie, and you know what that yellow background is, kind of gives the poster... It's a little bit fucked up, you know. Yeah. It was all that fucking gas.
Mustard gas.
Yeah.
So,
what are you going to do?
Yeah, I know, but
sometimes you gas it down.
I will say, I've got a lot to say, but there's one thing. I really like that they put it in World War I because I don't know, I think World War I needs more attention. World War II gets play, and that's fine because it was the most destructive conflict in human history.
Yeah.
World War I was the second most destructive conflict in human history, and I really do think it needs to get more attention.
I think they gave it to
especially now that we're at 100 years.
I think they gave it to World War I for two reasons.
Because Cap did World War II.
Not even.
Oh,
that notwithstanding.
3 reasons.
I didn't even consider that, but that's fine. I mean, sure, you don't want another film dealing with it in a superhero context. Yeah. I get that. The two reasons I could think of in my head are the poison gas, because that's the villain that they used.
Right.
That we called here first a long time ago. High five.
Who Samantha says claimed before us, but I don't buy it.
No, I can verify that was a conversation I and Paul had.
No! Don't give her credibility!
Yeah, not that she listens to the fucking thing anyway.
No, of course not.
She's gonna go mad with power now.
Mandela effect is in effect.
And then the other reason I think that they gave it to World War I...
Nelson Mandela.
The other reason I think they gave it to World War I specifically, for this reason only, was the No Man's Land.
Yeah.
I think that was they went, how do we get an easy, symbolic moment?
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true.
And so that was a really... I think... Because I've heard some people still complaining that it was World War I.
Complaining?
Yeah, I've heard some people say,
I
just don't like that it was World War I.
I know comic book history is World War II. Yes. I know that. Yeah. But still.
But I've still heard that complaint about it, but I think the four of us are in total agreement that World War I was a great way to do this fucking movie.
Yeah, and it's something that not a lot of, not even superhero movies, but just movies in general, don't touch on.
Yeah. It really, along with the Korean conflict, it really has become like a forgotten war.
Yeah. Well, with Battlefield 1.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because I play Battlefield 1 a lot, and I'm glad that that's getting played too, because it really was just one of the huge moment in human history and horrific moment in human history, and just gets overlooked. But as for Gal Gadot, so
be still my beating heart.
Good God. So I'm going to say something, and I really would like you guys not to shit on it like you normally do, because it involves the movie Avatar.
Okay.
So I read a review
Like The Last Airbender?
No, James Cameron's Avatar. So
like Titanic?
So before Avatar came out, I was going to see it no matter what, but I read a review that was spoiler free, and it said like something along the lines of Zoe Saldana's character Neytiri, geeks are going to fall in love with her, Princess Neytiri. Yeah. And I got to be honest, like I kind of did in that movie. She was awesome. Gal Gadot, like I'd never seen her in anything before Batman v Superman.
Okay.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
She was one of the best parts of that movie. She was gorgeous and everything, but I didn't get anything from her. You know, like it was just really cool to see her as Wonder Woman. She was a good Diana Prince. She was a good foil. You know, for a little bit there. This movie, I am fucking in love with her.
Yeah.
She is not only gorgeous. Obviously, she's beautiful. She has a cute face. She's got pretty eyes, a great smile.
She is painfully gorgeous.
I did not realize like what a good actress she was.
Yeah,
she handled like
effortless.
Diana,
she's charming.
She's charming. Diana's almost childlike, innocence to being exposed to this outside world. Yeah. You know, even not just being exposed to the new stuff at Themyscira that she's learning, and then going in the outside world, and the fucking ice cream. You should be proud of this.
Jeff Johns. Yeah, by the way, that's the third.
So fucking great.
That's the third time, because it was a Jeff Johns comic when she's like with a little girl and he gives her the ice cream.
That's right out of New 52.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
that's right. I saw you guys. Okay, yeah.
And then in Doom, Superman, in the animated movie, it happens again. The little girl, she's like, ice cream is wonderful. And then this, I just love her reaction. You should be very proud.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was such a funny fucking, because the whole film.
Yeah.
Steve Trevor's chasing her down, trying to like.
A baby!
Trying to gourd her.
She sees the baby.
She's
like,
baby.
oh, baby. Like, runs to it.
He's trying to reel her in the entire film. Like, no, we don't do that. No, you got to do this. No, because she doesn't understand any of the norms from the society of the time.
Being a woman in 1919.
Right. So she doesn't understand, like, the norms of anything, and he's really trying to shepherd her, but also letting her live. But, no, we got to do... So then she has the ice cream, and she's like, this is wonderful. Like, she just looks at it in such a way, like, wow. And then she eats it again, and she just turns back to the guy that sells them 1,000... Like, he sells 1,000,000 of them a day to everybody. Yeah, and, like, nobody ever says a word to him other than chocolate. Like,
mate.
And she's just like, this is wonderful. You should be proud.
Yeah. So fucking great.
I really liked... Because it wasn't necessarily a tightrope per se that they had to walk with her naivete, but they did it in such a thoughtful manner because she was never stupid.
No.
She was not only sheltered growing up; she was sheltered on an island that had never seen the world.
Right,
that's about as naive as you can get.
But she still understood specific certain things, and when those things weren't happening, she was willing and ready to fight for them.
Right. And another example that I love that she was in that. She followed Steve into that meeting. In Parliament, and she's like, "You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed." Like, that's fucking right. They should.
Fucking phenomenal.
What did she say? Like, where I'm from, generals
don't hide behind. Don't sit in offices hiding behind.
Yeah, they're out there fighting with their men or something
alongside them or whatever.
God damn it!
Because that whole fucking sequence was Steve was trying to ask for permission from a team of generals to go to wherever
members of Parliament as well.
Wherever the main conflict was, they wanted to go to the front. He promised Diana they were going to the front
to meet Ares.
Because she knew that if she slayed Ares, all the fighting would just cease.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll get you there, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like how people will placate to people that believe in astrology. They're like, all right.
Yeah, I'm a Taurus.
Sure, I'll line up all my chakras.
That's what he's like, okay. I felt like it was the same kind of thing from him. He kept telling her, yeah, it's fine, whatever, okay, I'm going to do it. But he was like, the whole time he's just like, I don't know why she wants to do this. I don't understand.
This bitch is crazy.
So he's basically asking for permission, and he gets shot down. And he, knowing his place within the hierarchy, accepts the no as an answer and is ready to leave. And she jumps in, and she's just like,
this is crap. Like, you're
all wrong,
you're
and I'm going to tell you why.
She fucking points at the general in his face, and she's like, you're a coward. Yeah. And it's like, imagine...
How dare you?
Imagine
his
that
monocle
moment
falls off and his mustache unfurls.
Imagine that moment in real life in that time.
Yeah.
Like fantastic, like amazing. Like it was so fucking cool to see all that happen.
So just the way she handled the naivete, but then I just
not even necessarily. I mean, she handled it well, but I'm saying also the writing and the direction were above and beyond.
But yeah, just going from my thoughts, just I'm in love with Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
She's fucking amazing, and I've seen interviews and so forth, and I'm just like
the thing with Conan.
Oh my god. Mm.
Well, the funniest part is when he's dodging the bullets, or when he catches the one.
Yeah, but she's.
They start doing the can, and she's just like the ha.
She's enchanting to watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
On screen because she lures you in with how outwardly beautiful she is, but then you just fall for everything that she's saying to you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It like you bought that she didn't know any of those things and was from that place.
Right.
And learned the way she did and fought the way she did. Because not only was the acting part of it good, the physical stuff she fucking handled really phenomenal.
And she was pregnant during the reshoots.
Yeah.
Fucking believable, dude.
Great action. And she did all that shit. I don't know that. I don't know that she did all that shit. There was probably some person for some of it.
Well, apparently she did a lot.
Yeah.
Like, she did a lot of training.
One of my only criticisms of the film in general, is the overuse of the slow-mo.
Yeah?
I feel like.
Okay.
Because every fight sequence was slow-mo. And I was just kind of like, Gal knows how to do this stuff for real.
Yeah.
Let her do it.
That's my issue, is overuse of... I like it sometimes, but then... after the whole scene when she storms across No Man's Land...
That was completely necessary and required.
But the thing is, after that, and everyone... By the way, the team they assemble, I liked all of them.
Love that.
Yeah, they were great.
It was a cool team.
What the fuck was the guy's name with the fez?
Oh, Sammy.
Love that fucking guy. He was awesome.
Sammy, Charlie, and the Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was great.
Oh my god, the guy with the fez was great.
But, like, when they're like... She storms, they're like, oh, fuck. All right, let's do it.
Steve goes, she's taking all the fire, dude. Let's go.
And he comes in with a shotgun, and then they were like, all right.
Yeah.
But then, the whole storming, the getting
slow-mo.
into the town, the slow-mo. There's the scene when she's just, like, booking it through the town, just fucking people up left and right.
Yeah.
And then bursts through the window, and there's that famous scene, that fight scene in that room.
Her knee. The knee kick.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
But she's, like, in the room, and there's all these people in there, and she's like, okay. And then there's a cool slow-mo moment where someone tries to break a board over her, and she just, like, takes it.
Yeah.
And then they go back into fast motion. I'm like, that was fucking perfect use.
Yeah. But I felt like
I guess
whole
the
sequence
thing that
didn't
they were
need
going
it.
for was spectacle. They wanted to make sure you saw these moments.
Yeah,
So that's how I could justify
seeing it fast. It's like, oh my god, she's really doing it. You know what I mean?
That's my thing, is that I felt like it would be more effective to see her do it fast in the way that when Ben Affleck was Batman that sequence, they didn't particularly use slow-mo that often.
I don't think they used it at all in that scene.
It was a straightforward fight scene.
It was awesome.
So I just wanted her to have one as well, because she's so adept at it.
And then she kicks the guy. I like when
she slides across on her fucking shield.
Yeah.
And she starts using the whip as well. All of that was in slow-mo.
Yeah. I honestly had no problem with any of it.
That's fair.
I enjoyed all of the action sequences. I honestly didn't realize, even looking back, how much of it was in slow mo.
That's fair.
I just took it all in. I enjoyed the fuck out
It was
of it.
something that I just kept going like, fuck, man, come on.
Yeah,
I just want to watch it.
But they came out of the slow mo when first of all, when she fucking knees the guy out the window.
That's so great.
And I like when the other team, Steve Trevor's team's running, and there's just like dudes flying out of windows, and they're like,
what the fuck?
But
there was, I believe Max Landis had a tweet where he said, The slow-mo was kind of a lot for me, but I can forgive it because she enziguried a guy through a wall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking great. And then at that, when she takes out, you're going to talk about the sniper?
Oh my god. Okay, so when they get to that was another thing, when they get to the town center, they're actually fast motion fight scenes where she's like using the whip, like her lasso and pulling people. She like pulls the one dude in and like fucking spin kicks him away. And they got the sniper, and Charlie can't take the shot because he's got horrible PTSD.
Yeah.
And so Steve Trevor,
because he's a pussy. I'm kidding.
But he's like, okay, I got an idea. If I can get that piece of metal up. Yeah. And they're like, Diana, we're doing it. And she's just like, oh my god.
That was awesome.
No one saw it coming.
And she collapses the fucking the whole building, basically.
You just expect her to knock through the window.
The window, no,
and then the whole shit explodes. Everyone in the theater was like, oh shit!
and then later on, when she has to jump across the thing, and she's climbing the fucking tower.
Oh, and she's just like sticking her hands in.
Punching her fucking hands into the rocks. Like,
I was laughing. Yeah. I was like, that's fucking great! Like,
it's cool to see the superhuman stuff.
Yeah. And to see her discover that she can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like to see her face.
Like she realized,
oh shit, I can do this.
I can just punch through these fucking rocks. Yeah. Alright, cool. Bang, bang, bang.
In the town center, when she just like one arms the truck across the fucking whole square.
Yeah. So I mentioned Max Landis, so I wanted to read his couple of tweets in a row because it's a really interesting point about the movie.
Yeah, sure. Let's give him more play.
After the film, I didn't even realize it was a thing, and then I read it and I went, "Fuck, he makes a really good point." So he starts off by saying, "My favorite metatextual thing about Wonder Woman was how uncompromisingly complex and confusing it made the concept of war."
Yeah.
When Steve stops Wonder Woman from killing Ludendorff at High Command, he theoretically dooms Veld, and Diana's furious. But Steve was also right. They needed to follow Ludendorff to get to the gas, which would have been used to doom the entire world.
Right.
But if they'd gotten there without Diana, they wouldn't have defeated Ludendorff at all, and the mission would have been a complete failure. But Diana was wrong. Ludendorff wasn't Ares, and her attempt to attack him at High Command would have proved pointless and futile. But Diana was right, and Ares was involved, and without Diana, Steve's team would have never been able to deal with a rogue god. No one was cleanly right and wrong. It's the most morally complex situation I've ever seen in one of these superhero blockbusters. They don't make a big deal of it in the movie, but I absolutely loved how seamlessly and this unbelievably complicated situation was woven in.
Yeah, that's... I hadn't even thought of that, and that's wonderful.
That was spot on, and I love Max Landis and his dissection of different movies and television.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to look at like a movie from that kind of perspective.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, real quick, I like the little nods to like it's from a pulp comic, so they had to have the kind of like Dr. Poison. Like how they explained it, like, the fellows are calling her Dr. Poison, or how her name became Diana Prince.
Yeah.
Right. I'm Diana Prince. Diana Prince. Or even the callback when they're sitting in the town square, he's like, so, what do you know on, Paradise Island? Yeah. The way he says it. I like the little callbacks. They wove those in really well.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was just a little nice touch that I liked about it.
I have a question for everyone. So, because now I'm not sure where her powers stand right now. Because when she fought Ares, it seemed like she became more powerful than we had seen her in Batman Superman.
Yeah.
Like she attained God-esque status.
Yeah.
That... Sorry, what were we...
No,
So the interesting thing there is that Batman vs. Superman happens after.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a long time after.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if she's aging.
Well, I don't know.
She's not technically aging.
It's the thing with I don't know if they rechanged the name, the Bracelets of Submission.
Yeah.
Which they never really explained. That's one thing.
No, weren't those from Ares too? Wasn't that Ares' thing? I don't know.
I don't remember, but I think it's the...
Or no, not Ares, fucking Zeus, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Those are Zeus's braces, I believe.
I can't remember if it's New 52 or the current one, where if she takes those off, it unlocks some superpower in her where she goes like full-blown God. Okay. Like Superman.
So they're actually weighing her down.
Pretty much. I mean...
They're like dampening.
They're dampening.
Almost.
That's the word, dampening.
Like, I think, don't quote me on that because I haven't read a whole lot of recent stuff.
So they're like neural inhibitors.
But basically, like, if she takes those off, she, like, she could theoretically beat the ever-loving shit out of someone like Superman.
Okay.
Because she's a god at that point, you know? So I think that's kind of what happened at the end with
Ares.
Yeah. When she just went... Oh, that just made me think of Steve Trevor.
Yeah.
So let's just get that out of the way.
She gets blown up and she can't hear and she's all like fucked up. Like, what?
Yeah. Let's just. Do you want to just get that sequence out of the way?
Because that was great.
Yeah. So the plan is that Diana is going to distract Ares, who
turns out to be
the
Patrick,
the prime minister.
I don't know. He was some British guy.
British guy that was in control.
Was helping them.
Yeah.
So he's actually Ares because the bad guys aren't always the bad guys.
I loved how they did that.
Yeah, it was a nice double turn because the entire film you're kind of going. Obviously, that German guy can't be Ares. It's a little too fucking obvious.
And we knew from reports that we had talked about
that he wasn't Ares.
That the actor who played pretended to be Ares was Ares. So.
Yeah. So
David Toulis, I think.
Yeah. So the plan is for her to fight him, and she wants to kill him to stop all the war from happening, which will save countless innocent lives.
Yes.
Steve Trevor's his job is to stop this massive biplane,
like the biggest plane in history at that point.
Biggest biplane on the planet,
full of gas,
full of noxious, terrible gas that will kill everybody.
Mustard gas. I think they said it was mustard gas.
It was a new and improved mustard gas.
Yeah,
but it was a type.
So their plan was to drop it as bombs, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So they had to stop that plane from taking off. They were a little late getting to the party. So Steve,
there was 4 of them.
Yeah, and this is where the lineup between they say with Cap. Because there's a plane that's going to go and attack, and
True.
Yeah.
But, so Steve Trevor's team has to like fight its way or sneak its way up to that plane and try to hijack it.
Right.
Which they are successful in doing. But before they run off to that, Diana gets away from Ares for a moment. And
There's
Steve,
a massive explosion.
Yeah.
She's got like shell shock in her ears.
He throws like 10 missiles at her.
Right.
Yeah. And Steve is like there at that moment, and he starts talking to her, and she can't really hear him.
It's just like that's so gut wrenching.
Yeah, and she can't hear him.
She keeps saying, "What?"
She keeps going, "What? What are you saying? What?" And then when
he hands her the watch,
and he runs away.
A watch that had been
passed down from his father.
Yeah, but was introduced when he lands on Themyscira.
Yeah. Because she didn't know what time was.
Right. Or she didn't know what a watch was.
Yeah.
Well, didn't know what time was.
Yeah, further than that, yeah. So then he runs off, he gets on the plane. He's piloting the plane of all of the mustard gas bombs.
After he, like, James Bonds all the dudes in the plane.
Yeah, he, like, throws the one guy out. He, fights with them or whatever. He takes the reins of the plane, and he's flying it up into the atmosphere. And then he hesitates.
I don't think he hesitates.
I really read it as a hesitation.
I think he prepared himself.
Okay.
Because that's what I read as. He points the gun back towards the canisters that he knows are explosive. And he just kind of breathes in, breathes out, and I think he just is taking a moment to ready himself.
Chris Pine was so... Yeah. I love how long they held it on his face of him just like...
I'm about to die.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to do this.
Yeah. I thought that there was a moment where he was just thinking like... Because the whole film, he's kind of thinking of ways around certain things. And I think in that moment, he was like, all right, this is the thing I have to do, but what if there was...
And he's a guy who's clearly cheated death a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Because there's a sequence way earlier in the film where he steals the fucking book, and that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then on the plane and drops the grenade out.
When he's like, turns the biplane, he's like, nope.
That was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, nice.
That's how you make an exit.
Yeah.
You steal a fucking plane
from Nazis.
You shoot at
almost.
Germans. You shoot at the Germans, and then as you're making your exit, you just go grenade, blow up the joint.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks back like
he fucking laughs and then just keeps flying it. So for the end of it, he points the gun at the canisters and then realizes his fate at that moment and shoots and fires
You don't see that. So it goes back to her. So she's getting beaten by Ares at that moment. She's wrapped up in tank treads, I believe.
Yeah, which is a callback to how Wonder Woman loses her powers in the original comic is if she's tied up by a man. Because Marston, the guy that created it, was really into bondage.
Yeah, but he was also the guy that created the lie detector.
Yeah.
We also call him just a great citizen of the world.
Because he created bondage. Anyway.
Yes, of course. Well, but so she's literally tied up, and
she sees the explosion through the clouds.
She's just
that was one of the 4 moments that my sister cried her eyes out.
That was when Steve.
But I was also crying for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was like, "Fuck, man!"
And then she remembers
what he said.
I don't
even think she knows.
I don't know that necessarily she remembered, but we saw what he said.
I don't think she'll ever know what he said.
They call back to the moment, and we hear him explaining to her,
and she might have or might not have figured it out. We don't know, but
because he basically tells her he loves her, but he's got to go do this so the rest of the world can survive. And,
I can save today, but you save the world.
Oh, fuck! Yeah. That was the line.
And then he says, "I love you," and runs off.
Right through me.
Yeah,
yep.
That went right fucking through me.
And I'm like, and he said he loved her, but she didn't hear it. And then,
I'm going to choose to interpret that she did eventually figure out what he said,
right? Because
that's when it kicks in, and she goes. That's when she's like, "I'm fighting for love.
Yeah,
I'm not fighting to stop war. I'm not fighting."
And that's where the message of this film is different, because it's not a vengeance story. It's not a necessarily justice story.
No.
It's love.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate message.
Doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Well, because there's even the scene before when they're fighting when she and Steve Trevor, and he's like, she's like, "This is just how it is. It's black and white."
Yeah.
That whole bit I wanted. Because he's basically saying, like, this is just how people are. People are shitty.
Yeah, deal with it.
Yeah, it's not just Ares that's doing this. People are just shitty.
It's gray. Everything's gray.
Yeah. She's like, well, how could you do this to one another if something that's outside of you isn't forcing you to do it?
I don't know. I guess people are just assholes,
But it's worth fighting for.
Yeah. And then his message to her is the thing that carries over. Yeah. And then she repeats it out, and that's like almost her mission statement after that, which is fucking phenomenal.
And then she fucks up a bunch of those German dudes after Steve Trevor dies, and then she's like going in normal speed, but they're all like slow mo, and she's just like fucking them up.
Dude, when
she's flying through that fucking field, just like. Yeah, there was a lot of bloodless violence.
It was a very bloodless.
It was a PG-13.
Yeah,
it was. You don't see any splatter.
Which most of the time, I'm not a big fan of. But if done right, it's good, and it was done right.
Because you don't even notice until you hear it.
This movie was still brutal.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There was a lot, and then people were like, "I'm not taking my." Younger than 10-year-old daughter to see this,
and I would agree with that.
It was pretty brutal.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
It was a violent fucking movie.
What do you think, Jordan?
I'm kind of hoping we kind of get an R-rated cut. I doubt it, but
I don't think so.
But I don't know.
I don't know that it would add anything to it.
Yeah, I don't probably would. It would just add blood. Which I mean, it. To me, you're right. It wouldn't add anything because it
was all there.
Yeah, it was bloodless violence, but it was fucking violent.
It was.
Yeah.
But it was all. I feel like it was all necessary though. So if you're taking your child and you explain it in the right context, it's understood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so. I think that if you're hesitant as a parent to take your young child to see it, just be ready to explain if they have any questions. But I don't think any kid's going to have any... Because a lot of times I don't think that kids focus on any of that shit. They want to see the awesome superhero stuff, and they don't really care about any of the war shit. They get that.
Yeah.
Maybe they just inherently just like, oh yeah, they're soldiers. That's what soldiers do.
Yeah. I go to a superhero movie to watch a superhero punch people.
Yeah.
I'm a kid.
I think inherently, but that's just my opinion necessarily. Because my sister didn't have any fucking problems with it.
But,
I know she's 12,
right?
But I would have had no problem taking her at 8 to see that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, especially nowadays. I mean, shit.
I don't know.
Video games.
She's got YouTube.
TV,
I don't know.
I don't
know.
I don't know what the fuck she sees on YouTube. A bunch of shitty podcasts.
Yeah.
Woo. I had a couple problems with it, which is why I can't give it like the soaring perfect. You know, there were some plot holes that kind of are like a little obvious to me, like the Germans that stumble upon Themyscira. The boats came on, and then there was still that one huge fucking dreadnought, and it's like, where the fuck did that go?
It looked like it was sinking, but they never really said anything about it.
It looked like it was listing. Yeah. It did not look like it was sinking. So I don't like.
But I really liked how they did the transitional thing.
Yeah, the transitional thing was. But
cool.
So the battle, he's
like, what the fuck?
The battle on the beach was cool, and it was over. And they've got Steve Trevor, and they've got the lasso around him, and I'm like, there's a fucking battleship. Shouldn't there be someone taking, like, you take the flaming arrows and shoot it that way? Because that thing's got huge fucking shells, like,
The beach battle itself was fucking
amazing,
awesome.
When they jump off the cliff and shoot the bow to the side of the cliff
so they could swing.
Having been watching House of Cards recently,
yeah,
it was very strange to see Robin Wright in that role, but she was awesome.
There was also a really
Princess Buttercup was fantastic.
Yeah, she was.
There was also a really good. I'm glad you said her name because there was a really great photo that I saw
on her.
A really great photo that I saw on Facebook that said, "I've lived long enough to see my childhood princesses become generals," and it was Leia and her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I, just on a completely separate, like Robin Wright, I never really thought she was anything special, even when she was Princess Buttercup. Like, she just didn't do anything for me. But now, having seen her in House of Cards and this, she is sexy as an older woman. Because she is fucking
in House of Cards, she's smoldering.
As Claire, good God,
there's always this just like God,
she's just speaking.
It's not like fire,
right?
But it's just like the coals
the
are
blue flame.
Hot.
There's blue flame all over. Yeah. But and then
she's fierce as fuck.
Hippolyta was awesome.
Yeah.
Connie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Who I haven't really seen anything in a while.
I wanted to see her fuck more people up.
I just wanted to see her fuck, but
more people up.
Yeah, sure. But no, one of the other plot holes was they're in the boat, and I'm assuming Themyscira is somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're in
London.
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, we made great time." I'm like, "Yeah, you just shaved like 3 weeks of
just right off the outskirts of London." Yeah.
We got a tow in from this barge. I'm like, okay. And then I think it was Sam, maybe it was Paul. I don't know. Someone brought it up in the group chat that she left her sword buried in Ludendorff on the roof.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she's got it again. Like, it's just, I don't know. There was nitpicking, perhaps, but I had some problems with that.
Yeah, it's all. I feel like it's all little things.
I didn't like Ludendorff, his thing with like the
blue pill.
It was just kind of like we need a super strength guy.
So I didn't really
you
know what it was.
They were trying to sell him as Ares.
Yeah.
That's what helped to do that.
The woman that played Dr. Poison was awesome. She was creepy.
Dr. Manu.
Maru.
M-A-R-U.
Manure. The best part of those two was when Ludendorff goes into the chamber and they're like, "No, it's over. We're not doing this." And then she just comes in and is like, "Nope," and tosses the thing in there and then the gas mask. And they have such like a classic villainous moment where they're like, "The gas mask's not going to work." I don't know that. And then they run off.
And then she like looks through the window in a really, really grotesque fucking like, I want to see what my work is, and watches them all die and shit. Yeah, that was gross. I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
and she got away.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman lets her live at the end.
She's gonna be when she's just holding a tank.
So now she's just gonna work for Hitler.
So real quick,
shit.
Before Brian, you get into that, I read a thing the other day saying that with the Ludendorff pills and that this could possibly be a precursor to having Bane's venom exist in the DCEU, and she let her live.
A little bit. That could be. Yeah, that looked a little bit like that.
That's a hell of a tie.
That's cool. That is
cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking
and they don't even necessarily need to have Bane as a villain in a movie. but that could be a cool,
I still want my Bane.
Yeah,
we got Bane.
I want a good Bane.
I want my Bane I want the man that... Okay, anyway.
I want animated series Bane.
No, I want comic book Bane.
Dark Nightfall.
Yeah, I want Nightfall Bane.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. Yeah. Anyway.
But anyway, Brian, what were you saying?
No. Just real quick, so whatever, Dr. Poison Escape, whatever, if they have her in the sequel, it's not going to be that she works for Hitler. It's going to be...
She's dead.
No,
it's 100 years ago.
Well, if she's really good with chemicals, she could probably find a way to extend her life. But the sequel's going to be in modern times. It's not going to be
another flashback film.
It's not going to be a period piece.
Right. I had heard people say if each Wonder Woman movie takes place in a different time, which
now they're saying it could still be a prequel to Batman Superman, so it could show her doing stuff
leading
before,
up to that.
But it would still be modern. It would be in America and modern day.
Right. I don't think that they should do a prequel to Batman vs Superman with her. We get what she's all about now.
Yeah.
Do it past Justice League.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Just move on.
Here's the thing that I just read this today. Warner Brothers is going to have to pay through the nose for that because they did not nail down Patty Jenkins on a sequel.
And she was
and she's getting standing ovations just everywhere she goes.
And there's going to be a sequel, so they're going to have to pay through the nose for it, which is fine. I hope they do.
And if I'm her, I'm going.
Brava!
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Not fuck you, pay me, but
Yeah. So goddamn, just it gets me so psyched for Justice League.
Yeah. I will say one thing that was a little weird. Ares looked cool when he had his armor. The coolest part was when he makes the helmet and he sticks his fingers in the eyes and
it forces the fucking
But it was still just that dude's face.
Yeah, it was weird seeing Ares with a fucking British mustache.
Yeah, because even with at the
big
flashback,
bristly mustache,
he kind of always had that mustache. Yeah. That was just his thing. Which I wish they'd go because he has such an iconic look in the comics, just that it's totally black with those two glowing red eyes. That's such a cool look.
Yeah,
but and then she shoots a bolt of lightning through him.
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
yeah.
The power of Zeus,
and she's such a different person from the end of the movie.
Oh, absolutely.
The flashbacks when she's all naive to when she's in the present day and Bruce gives her the picture.
When the war has ended, or the armistice has been signed, whatever it is. Yeah, the war's ended.
Yeah.
They're in that square, and she goes, I'm going to start crying. And they've all the pictures, and they find Steve's picture. I was just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And she...
Yeah, dude, that was... Oh. Because he's just there, just smiling away.
Mm. So, great fucking movie.
Definitely.
Go see it.
Thumbs up. Go see it. Yeah. I've got to go see it again.
If you have not seen it, go see it. If you've seen it, consider seeing it again. Because it's definitely, I would think, worth it.
I mean, despite its flaws, I'd give it a solid 8.8.
Okay.
A solid 9. Fuck it. We're doing it. Because I felt such emotion through the movie, Granted, maybe in future viewings it might go, but right now it was
I can't wait to have it on Blu-ray. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah, deleted scenes.
I'll hedge myself and say probably 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say an 8.5.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, but it had some flaws.
I'm downrating a little bit just because I know in the moment I liked a lot of shit. But
that's my thing.
Yeah,
I get so caught up.
If you ask me after every film I go see, at the end of the movie, I'm like, it's fucking awesome every time. I'm so caught up in it that I don't But I've had a lot of time to chew on Wonder Woman, and I'm just like, it was good. It was really good. I haven't said great yet. It was really good.
There haven't been, other than I would say Power Rangers, there haven't been any movies we've seen this year that would warrant it. That you said it was great, and then come back and say it was just okay. I think most everything we've seen qualify as great.
Even upon leaving Power Rangers, though, I was like, it was okay.
Right. Not it was great, though.
Right. I haven't, yeah.
So
yeah. So Wonder Woman, dude.
Go see it.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Speaking of...
and now comes the time in the podcast when I must ask the all-important question, who would win? We got a great one for you today,
folks. A great one?
Yeah.
We don't throw the word great around often. We just said that.
Exactly. And this one, actually, it's relevant and it's been much talked about.
Someone's going to go back through all our podcasts and find all the greats. It's like 3,000 greats that we've said over 20 episodes.
I say awesome a lot.
Fucking liars.
Yeah, I say awesome a lot, so I'm safe. I'm insulated from this.
So, Andrew, who do we have
this week? You've heard about it in the news. Or
Facebook. It was a news story for sure.
Wonder Woman versus the God of Thunder, Thor.
How was it a news story?
Chris Hemsworth himself said that Wonder Woman would beat Thor.
Chris Hemsworth.
And then it became I don't remember which news outlet posted to their page who would win Wonder Woman versus Thor, but we've had this planned for fucking months.
Looking at DC's Instagram, they had a who would win, and it was Catwoman versus Black Canary, which is Black Canary.
Just play the game.
Come on.
And I'm like, what are you asking me for?
DC, are you fucking serious? Anyway, Wonder Woman versus Thor.
I didn't know Chris Hemsworth did that.
Yeah. A lot of people have been saying like tremendous things about the film. So, so Wonder Woman versus Thor.
Jordan.
I gotta go Wonder Woman.
Why?
I think Wonder Woman wipes the floor with Thor.
Wow. You think it's a stomp?
Total stomp. I think Wonder Woman's got his ticket.
Damn.
Strength-wise, stamina-wise.
You don't think Thor's tantric? I mean, I think Thor's got
some stamina. No, but I don't know. I just think Wonder Woman's got him.
Okay.
Rob?
Shit.
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one because they've got
a doozy.
No, it's great.
It's sun-punchingly great.
I'm trying to think of who has more of the strain. Like, what would be the one thing that would put one of them over the other? The lasso of truth isn't going to help her win necessarily. No. So she'd need the sword and shield to work out for her. But Thor's got
Mjolnir,
yeah.
I'm glad you said it. The hammer.
Mjolnir.
Sure.
Mew Mew. Just say Mew Mew.
You have it right there.
I do. I can't pronounce it. I own one. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, I know what it is. I don't know how to say it. I don't know, man. Like, I think the hammer's OP.
Yeah.
It is.
The hammer's OP. Like, it's a bit much.
The thing is...
Because he could just, hold her down with it.
Are we talking, Odin Force? If it's Odin Force Thor, then it's a stomp, because he took out... Basically, Thor with the power of Odin.
Regular Thor.
He took
just
out
Thor,
Sentry with a bolt. But, if you want to talk feats of strength and things, Wonder Woman...
I mean, she's got some strong feet. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, they're hot. But it's...
She's got these arches... I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
To die for.
We just opened our podcast to a whole new group, and they're all going to be creepy.
Here's the secret. They were always creepy.
Yeah. Anyway, she's taken down Superman, and that's always a benchmark when I can't remember, I think it was he was trying to kill Maxwell Lord.
Dude, I just feel like DC just every once in a while everybody gets to take down Superman.
She
just to be
throat with a tiara.
But I feel like with Wonder Woman, she doesn't really have a defined weakness, where Superman has kryptonite,
right?
And Martian Manhunter's fire, but you can't really take her down.
What is Thor's weakness then?
Natalie Portman.
What is he without the hammer?
He's still god-esque.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you take that hammer out of play.
But you can't take the hammer out of play. The hammer is... So in this who would win, he's got the hammer. You're not going to have Thor without the hammer.
And if we're talking about Wonder Woman, there's a scene in Kingdom Come when Superman's holding her sword, and just Superman touching the blade of her sword slices his thumb. Because granted, it's magical, but she says, quote, "It's sharp enough to shave the electrons off an atom." And that's... You'll slice through anything. Basically, you could drop it and it would go straight through any substance.
Yeah.
Any material.
I just picture Thor swinging the hammer, and then I picture her putting up the shield, and they're just kind of at a stalemate at that point. But Wonder Woman's got the gauntlet, she's got the sword, she's got the lasso. Like, I don't know.
Who's stronger, do you like? Because Thor's lifted the Midgard serpent, which is supposedly...
Oh, the Midgard serpent. We all know that weighs at least
20 stone.
More than the Earth. It weighs more than the Earth.
It's 5 hands high and weighs 20 stone. I just broke Rob. Yes, I just broke Rob. Woo! Doesn't happen often, folks, but I'm a proud man when it happens.
Here's a unit of measure you'll know. It's 20 stone. It was just a bunch of nonsense that we were talking. The Midgard serpent, it weighs 20 stone, clearly. Fuck, it weighs as much as the Earth, you said?
It's more than the Earth, supposedly. But
he just lifted it?
Like a little bit once. But then again, I'm sure Wonder Woman's done something comparable. It's writers.
So for me, honestly, I don't think it's a stomp. I think it is a massive
battle.
And
it's not easy for anybody.
The only reason I give it to Thor is because of Mjolnir. I feel like that's a game changer. Even given all of her amazing shit, I just feel like, I just feel Mjolnir is just one of those things that just levels everything.
She was worthy. She picked it up once in a crossover. And maybe she could use it.
She's got to get it out of his hands.
True.
So Jordan went with Wonder Woman in a stomp. Brian's going with Thor.
Not anywhere close to a stomp. Edging out, I'm going with Wonder Woman.
Oh man, edging?
Yeah, dude.
Wow, you're such an edgelord.
I'm just brooding. Okay? You don't know me or my life.
So I'm gonna even it out though.
Oh,
because I've gotta say that I just think Thor somehow or another, because I know she's like trained, but he's
fought the Hulk.
He's just...
the Hulk, which is unstoppable.
She's fought Superman.
Okay, and I'm again...
Well, who wins between the... No, I'm just kidding.
Superman.
Superman. Yeah, no, I know. You can... It honestly can go either way. In my headcanon...
There it is.
Thor does it. But
yeah, so we're 2-2.
Two Thor, 2 Wonder Woman.
Civil War!
I think Wonder Woman. I think Thor. Civil War.
And they're like, okay, let's go get some subs.
Shawarma.
So let us know what you think about that.
Yes, we'll have had a poll probably up by then, maybe?
Sure.
No? Sure.
One thing I've noticed, people that
not doing it anymore.
People that only watch the movies and don't read the comics usually say Thor. People that read the comics lean more towards Wonder Woman, I've noticed, just in polls and things I've read.
I just think of who they've fought.
So you're saying Rob never reads the comics then?
Rob doesn't believe in comics.
I always try to think of who they fought.
I don't believe in comics.
Or who they fight, who they have to fight regularly. Like Wonder Woman's constantly fighting Cheetah. Like, put her down. You know what I mean?
And Ares.
Right. Well, Ares, granted Ares, but Cheetah all the time.
Yeah.
Just kill her already. Fucking get over the fact that she was your friend once. Just put your mega fucking sharp sword through her chest and end the shit. Where Thor's got to deal with his fucking trickster god brother all the time, pulling carpets out and not letting him kick the football on the wait.
That took a weird dynamic.
Thor's Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown,
yes. And Loki's Lucy.
I just see Loki like sitting at the psychiatry booth.
And advice 20 stone.
No, stone is not a method of payment, Rob.
Right.
It would be like 20 kroner. Maybe 5.
Anyway,
maybe 5 dinar.
Get your kroner into us. We are Pop Culture Shock Headcannon.
Maybe the Krugerrand.
I don't know what he's saying.
Bitcoins?
Let us know who you think will
win. Let us know who you think's going to win. I'm Robert.
Dogecoins? I'm Brian.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Jordan.
And go see Wonder Woman and The Mummy.
And The Mummy.
And The Mummy. And in a couple weeks, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, and read comic books and play video games. Oh yeah, E3's going on right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that soon.
What do you guys think of E3?
Yeah.
Not yet. Tell us what you think about this episode first.
That's true.
Yes.
Don't talk about future episodes. God damn it, Andrew. You fucked it up again. We're going to have to throw this whole recording away, you son of a bitch. I swear.
So, that was episode 20. Who do you think would win, Wonder Woman or Thor? What reason? Do you agree with Jordan and Andrew or Brian and I? How about the Wonder Woman movie? Did you agree with our takes on the film? What are some of your favorite sequences? Did you fall for Chris Pine as Steve Trevor as well? Do you think Gal Gadot's turn as Wonder Woman was great? Have you seen The Mummy? Are you excited for the Dark Universe to get rolling? How great was Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll? Did you find some of the creepy stuff legitimately terrifying like we did? Or did you just not like it at all? How about that phenomenal Black Panther teaser? Enjoying the whole vibe of the film? Did you like the song choice? The song, by the way, is by Run the Jewels entitled Legend Has It. Do you like his updated costume? All the other characters involved? There's so much for a teaser, it's great. And also our hero, Adam West. What are some of your favorite memories of him? Have a story to share about him? Answer any and all of these questions by reaching out to us on various social medias. On Facebook, you can find us at Pop Culture Shock Headcannon. On Twitter, you can find us at PCS Headcannon. And as always, you can email the show at popcultureshock@gmail.com. We want to hear anything you have to say about our show. Comment on the topics. Suggest topics. Whatever you like. You want us to review something? Hit us up. And as usual, we do keep personal social media accounts. If for some weird reason you'd actually want to know who we are as people. Gross. You can find me, Robert, on Twitter at Yesball. You can find Jordan on Twitter and Instagram at Alex Shepard. Andrew is on Twitter at Flavor_Red. And Instagram at Skeleton_City_Comics. And, like most weeks, following Brian is not recommended. He's currently getting seated in a shadowy meeting with the Germans and plans to lead a coup to remove Ludendorff from power. Alas, Ludendorff shows up and brings Dr. Maru with him, and Ludendorff makes a power play. Ludendorff and Maru release a toxin, but drop just one gas mask. And you know Brian, he must have it to save himself. He pushes men who he considered friends aside. He dives over their bodies to reach the one thing that could save his life. Success. The joke's on you, Ludendorff. Brian is safe. Except, wait a minute. The mask is collapsing. It was a ruse. The mask was never to work. But Brian. Thanks for listening.